Where do people actually live better? In the land of the free or across the Atlantic? America versus Europe. It's a question loaded with assumptions, but the answer depends on who you are, what you value, and how you define a better life. Think you know the answer? You might be surprised. Everyday citizens. Middle-class families in the U.S. often juggle high childcare and healthcare costs, rely on cars, and chase homeownership as a sign of success. In Europe, middle-class families typically benefit from subsidized healthcare, urban living, and accessible public transport. Everyday citizens. Young professionals in the U.S. face long hours and intense work culture. In Europe, stronger labor laws mean more paid leave and built-in work-life balance. Retirees in America often rely on personal savings and 401ks. In Europe, public pensions and social services offer greater retirement stability. Policymakers. In the U.S., policymakers emphasize deregulation and free markets. In Europe, they tend to prioritize social welfare and universal protections. The result? Two very different experiences of daily life, both shaped by political choices. Cultural icons. Compare Barack Obama's vision of hope and self-made success with Emmanuel Macron's push for reform and unity. Look at Hollywood's obsession with individualism versus Europe's cinema exploring social complexity. These aren't just entertainment choices. They reflect deep cultural divides. Social influencers. American YouTubers might highlight hustle culture and freedom, while Europeans focus on sustainability and balance. Expats in the U.S. praise its dynamism but struggle with red tape and healthcare. In Europe, many admire the safety nets, but note integration challenges. Cultural norms. It's the classic contrast: American individualism versus European collectivism. One bets on personal responsibility, the other on shared security. Both carry rewards and risks. It's not just about money. Quality of life includes healthcare, cost of living, education, safety, public services, work-life balance, and housing. Healthcare Europe offers universal coverage. In the U.S., healthcare is privatized and expensive, with higher costs and worse outcomes on average. Cost of living in public services. Europeans may earn less, but they save more through free public services. Americans might earn more, but spend more on essentials. Education and safety. Europe generally scores higher on safety. U.S. education offers more elite opportunities, but also more inequality and debt. Work-life balance. Europe, 20 to 30 days of paid vacation. U.S., often less than 15, not guaranteed. Europe builds rest into its system. Housing. Americans have more space. Europeans have more home ownership without crushing debt. In many ways, it's square footage versus security. Surprising fact: Americans enjoy more personal space and consumer goods, while Europeans benefit from fewer out-of-pocket costs and broader access to public services. Myths versus reality. Europe isn't socialist. It's a mix of market economies with strong public systems. And the American dream? Still inspiring, but comes with high personal cost. Post-World War II paths. After World War II, America boomed while Europe rebuilt. The U.S. leaned into capitalism. Europe embraced welfare states. Welfare state origins. Scandinavia led the way with universal protections and government labor cooperation. Public services became a baseline expectation. The American dream post-war prosperity fueled the dream of upward mobility, mostly for white Americans. Over time, inequality and economic pressure have strained that vision. Globalization and tech have hit both regions, but Europe's social structure buffers some of the shocks. America's safety net is thinner. Meanwhile, expectations around success, security, and freedom have all evolved. Modern shifts. Big cities: New York City versus Paris, LA versus Berlin. The cost of living, transit, and lifestyle diverge sharply. New York City is expensive, fast-paced, and private health-heavy. Paris offers cheaper healthcare, better public transport, and more time to enjoy life. Rural life. European countryside is better connected and less isolated. U.S. rural areas often face poor infrastructure and limited services. Healthcare access. U.S. hospital stay, approximately $18,000. In Sweden or France, covered by public insurance. Enough said. Transportation. 2/3 of Americans drive to work. In Europe, trains, bikes, and trams are the norm. Less traffic, less pollution, more options. Bonus example. In Amsterdam, biking to work is the norm. In LA, it's a fitness challenge. Same task, totally different world. Personal impact. Where you live affects how long you live. Stress, healthcare access, and support systems are tied to well-being. Social cohesion. Europe scores higher in trust and community. The US faces deeper divisions and lower institutional trust. Economic trade-offs. Europe, higher taxes, but fewer personal financial risks. US, more disposable income, but higher costs for basics, like health and education. Migration trends. More Americans are relocating to Europe for a better life balance. Some Europeans still chase opportunity in the US, but the flow is shifting. Politics and culture. These debates reveal deep values: freedom versus fairness, individual versus community, risk versus security. How a nation answers those questions shapes everything, from your paycheck to your peace of mind. A day in the life. An American might drive 30 minutes to work, eat lunch at their desk, and get home at 6. A European might take a tram, enjoy a long lunch, and clock off with plenty of evening left. Healthcare journey. In the US, you navigate co-pays, insurance plans, and high bills. In France, you swipe a health card, pay a small fee, and get reimbursed. University costs. US, massive student debt. Europe, low or no tuition. Education is seen as a public right, not a personal burden. Safety nets. In the US, maternity leave and unemployment aid are patchy. In Europe, they're built-in guarantees. Real-life example. Break a leg in the US? You might get a $10,000 bill. In Europe, a bandage, a follow-up, and no financial trauma. So, where do people live better? America or Europe? It depends. Do you want more space and freedom, or more security and balance? Neither side is perfect, but understanding these contrasts helps us ask the right question. What kind of life do you want to live? And maybe the better question isn't where to live, but how to live better, wherever you are.